everyone, welcome back. This is me, Jasneet Kaur. If you are new to my channel, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Do hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any update. In today's video, we will discuss the third part of chapter 6, which is food quality and food safety. For the rest of the two parts, do check out the description box below. Let's take a quick look on what we have covered in part 1 and part 2 of this chapter. We have discussed introduction and significance of food quality and safety, as well as we have covered basic concepts of the same. Today, we will understand the concept of food contamination and food adulteration under food safety. Apart from this, we will talk about food quality and food standards. Let's begin with understanding what is food contamination. Food contamination happens when foods are corrupted with another substances. The concept of food contamination can be explained in three forms: food contamination, food contaminants, and unintentional contamination. Food contamination refers to the presence of harmful or microorganisms in food, which can cause serious illnesses if consumed. It can happen during the process of production, transportation, packaging, storage, sales, or cooking. As you know by now, that contamination can be physical, chemical, or biological. To understand these concepts in detail, click on the top right corner of your screens. Talking about food contaminants, these are any substances which are not intentionally added to food but may be present in food as a result of production, manufacture, processing, preparation, treatment, packing, transportation, or holding of food, or due to environmental contamination. Unintentional contamination may occur during the production, processing, storage, and marketing. Example of unintentional contamination can be edible oil may be contaminated during the processing due to leakage of mineral oil in production line. Now, after understanding the concept of food contamination, let's understand food adulteration. Adulteration of food is commonly defined as the addition or subtraction of any substance to or from food, so that the natural composition and quality of food substance is affected. Adulteration may be intentional, which means either by removing any substance from the food or knowingly altering the existing natural properties of food. Unintentional adulteration, it happens due to ignorance, carelessness, or lack of facilities for maintaining food quality. Incidental adulteration, during the period of growth, harvesting, storage, processing, transport, and distribution of foods are also considered. There are some common examples of food adulterants which you can see on your screens. Adulteration can be done in the form of material or in the form of artificial colors. Now let's talk about food quality. Food quality is the quality characteristics of a food that is acceptable to consumers in every sense, like appearance, texture, and flavors. Food quality emphasizes both positive and negative attributes. Positive like color, flavor, and texture. Negative attributes like spoilage, contamination, adulteration, and food safety hazards. It has a holistic concept that includes many factors such as nutritive value, Sensorial properties like color, texture, shape, appearance, taste, flavor, odor. Social considerations and safety. As food service providers are involved at all these stages, they should follow good manufacturing practices for food safety. Salient points are, which they are supposed to keep in their mind, is quality of raw material and water, cleanliness of the premises, personal, equipment, food preparation, storage and serving areas, storage of food at appropriate temperature, food hygiene and good service practices. Now let's begin with food standards. Effects of food standards and control systems helps in improving the quality of food production and services. Also ensure the supply of hygienic, wholesome food and promote trade within and between the nations. There are 4 levels of standards which are well coordinated: company standards, national standards, regional standards, and international standards. National standards are issued by National Standard Body. Company standards are prepared by company for its own use. Normally, they are the copies of national standards. Regional standards focuses on regional groups with similar geographical, climatic conditions, etc., and have legislation standardization bodies. The last level in this is international standards. The International Organization for Standardization, which is ISO, and Codex Alimentarius Commission publish international standards. Moving ahead with food regulations in India, the objective of food law was to make food available, safe, pure, wholesome, and nutritious to the public. In 1954, the Indian government enacted the food law known as Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954, and rules were made under this in 1955. As per the needs, this act was amended numerous times, almost over 200 times. Besides this act and rules, many other orders related to food like FPO 1955, Milk and Milk Products Order 1973, and many other were being implemented in the country, which means there were multiple food laws and multiple departmental control. There are voluntary grading and marking schemes like ISI mark of BIS and egg mark. The Bureau of Indian Standards or BIS deals with standardization of various consumer goods including food products. It offers a voluntary certification scheme known as ISI mark for processed foods. The food industry found it difficult to manage so many regulations and laws, so Indian government decided to integrate them and passed Food Safety and Standard Act 2006 to combine the laws related to food safety under one umbrella. The role of Food Safety Act was to consolidate all the previously existing laws, laying science-based standards for food articles, to regulate their manufacture, storage, distribution, sale and import, to ensure availability of safe and wholesome food for human consumption. At last, it acts as a single window to provide guidance and clarify issues for all food related matters. Alright everyone, so this is all for today. I hope you have understood everything. If you come across any doubt, feel free to ask. I will see you soon with my next video. Till then, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. You can give your feedback about this video in the comment section below. Thank you so much. Stay blessed.